What is up, nerds? This is a slightly sick Crash bringing you another TF2 mapping custom changelog. Today we are on King of the Hill Trainsawlaser Release Candidate 2. This is the first update I have pushed on this map in over a year, and if you can't notice right away, I have a whole bunch of really cool particles created by Fission Metroid 101, who has been my partner in crime lately. If you haven't seen my Wub 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 trailer, go check that out. He made all the particles for that. He made all the particles for this, and he made all the particles for King of the Hill Probed, the map that I won the Mercs vs. Aliens contest with. So he has helped me out a ton lately. He makes the sweetest particles. I love him. He is my buddy now. He got an Easter egg up here. It's kind of dark on this map. Anyway, let's go over the changes a bit. Like I said, the particles are here. He's got some new particles here he created. We've got laser particles, we've got flame particles, we've got these particles. Lucy has particles coming out. Yeah, and fire Lucy. Start relay trigger. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, these are the particles for Lucy, her lasers, which are super sweet. It's got this like trailing pattern that it leaves. Each one of these, you can see the little trail going behind it. That is just the coolest goddamn thing to me. He put a lot of love into these particles. He spent like a month working on the Wub 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 particles. I think he spent more time on the particles than I spent on the map. So anyway, also a big change is there's now a grinder hazard over here with some neat audio. And if you touch that banana peel, it sucks you in just like, I think it's Manhattan? I would say the MVM Manhattan is the one that introduced that hazard, and I figured it's a new hazard, it's got to get added in. I also slightly adjusted the trains. They're falling in just ever so slightly different directions now, or different places, because it sounded like fun. Fuck you guys. Everybody got too used to where they were falling. I got too used to where they were falling, so I decided to change it up just a little bit. Next, I fixed an audio bug that has been driving me nuts for over a year. I am so glad this is out of the way. It was caused by the outputs getting delayed just ever so slightly off. So it was changing the audio file it was playing after it was playing it, if that makes sense. So if one of the minions came out and you captured the point, it would say the last minion line played instead of the lines supposed to be said by the point. I also added the contest overlay, or the winning contest thing for Old Man Jenkins. He won a raffle that I had a while back that got to put whatever sentence he wanted, and this is what he chose. So that's on the map. I also accidentally put one... Don't interrupt me, Lucy. I'm talking. I also accidentally put one down here. It was totally a mistake. So I guess that's a bonus one. I didn't mean to. I clicked and I didn't realize it got put there. Anyway, I changed some of the material usage around a little bit, not too drastically, but just some of the stuff that's on here. It's a little bit more optimized. And I actually managed to reduce the entity count to 1,344 entities from 1,374, which doesn't sound like much, but the fact that I managed to add new stuff in, the particles and the new hazard and a few other things, a few more voice lines, and I actually managed to lower the entity count, that's a really good thing. I've learned a lot since I started making this map. There's some more particles. I learned a lot since I started this map, and I learned how to make things more efficient. So that's a lot better. Should drastically reduce the chances of it crashing now, because it was already drastically reduced. That's enough of Trainsawlaser RC2. Let's go to Trainsawlaser Pro. So here we are on King of the Hill Trainsawlaser Pro RC1. The big thing is that I split it off from RC2 of the stock Trainsawlaser, minus most of the new particles. I decided that, you know, fancy particles are not a competitive thing. They generally don't like anything that's going to reduce FPS at all, so I didn't use the majority of them. I did use the Uber laser here for a reason I will show you later. And the blood particles. I did use some custom blood particles, so the saws have custom ones, and they splatter up nice, and they're a lot more efficient now. I also, one of the big things is I changed the round timer to 3 minutes each. The capture timer takes 8 seconds now as a scout. I changed the base spawn wave timer to 5 seconds minimum versus the 2 that it was on stock. And I changed the acid pit to water now over here. It's a little buggy for a kind of specific mapping reason, but it still works. I might change this up. I might just get rid of this whole side eventually. I don't think it would be necessarily a bad thing to get rid of. I feel like there's a lot of flanking around, especially underneath. Or I could get rid of underneath. I might have to do that. So yeah, this version is still really up in the air. It was sort of a trial run, and as people play it more, and as the competitive scene sort of picks it up a little bit, like not necessarily. I'm not expecting this to get played in the UGC or anything like that. It's more just, I know people like to play lobbies on it. I know people like to use it in tournaments and things like that, and I wanted to make it less frustrating and more tuned in for them. So anyway, I removed a few trains all over the map, the falling trains, especially the ones over here. There's no more trains falling in this courtyard. There's still the train that goes by, but there's no more trains falling in the courtyard. There's no more lame train falling here. And there's a few less around mid. And I did this just to make that not as big of a thing and not as frustrating. I also removed this laser hazard. This never goes off anymore now. The other big thing is I removed the 100 kill milestone events from the map altogether. There's no more Lucy, there's no more Kilgore, there's no more Choo Choo, no more Uber train or the giant train in the sky. None of that stuff. That's all removed for this version. And I did that because people don't like the map to pause the timer in those kind of settings, and it's very, very disruptive to the gameplay. So I got rid of them for this version. You can see some of these trains falling. Yeah. But what I did do is I added a few new voice lines, courtesy of Carnage, the voice of Train God himself, that pop up at 100 kills. That kind of make fun of the players a little bit, and it's something fun. You'll just have to hear it if you play this version. I made it so the train sharks over here come out at every 13 seconds rather than between a random interval. I also have the spontaneous combustion room set so the particles go off and the hazard goes off in every 30 seconds rather than between a random interval. As well as the train over here in spawn comes out every 30 seconds rather than a random interval. And I did that to kind of get rid of the random aspects of the map to make that a little bit less frustrating. I also added clipping to some of these structures, especially this one here, to prevent people from jumping over and getting to mid right away. I did that for like balance reasons. It's fun in the stock version, but it seemed a little lame for something that was more geared towards competitive. Oh no. No, 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 no! Damn it! And finally, I have activated the Uber laser in spawn. But it doesn't last long. So that is about it. If you are interested in checking out either of these versions of the map, as always in the description below you can download them. Go to the TF2 Maps page for screenshots, which I don't have fully up right now, but I should hopefully by the time you listen to this. And just let me know what you guys think. Don't take the pro version that seriously. I don't want anybody to think that I was expecting this to be huge or anything. It's just me goofing around in a different way, and if people want to use it for stuff, that would be cool too. So, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.